While speaking in Palghar in Maharashtra today, Prime Minister Narendra Modi apologized to Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and all those who were hurt by the collapse of the legendary ruler's statue at Rajkot Fort 8 months after it was inaugurated. He said, and I quote, "The minute I landed here, I first apologized to Shivaji Maharaj over the statue collapse. I also apologized to people who were hurt by the collapse." The Prime Minister said this while he was speaking in Maharashtra's Palghar. Remember, he was there to inaugurate a number of developmental projects, and he said that his values are intact and Shivaji Maharaj in fact is more than a deity for him. This he spoke on a day when a contractor linked to the project was arrested, and the contractor has said that all that he did was to submit the plan design. That's what he has said.
छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज ये सिर्फ नाम नहीं है, हमारे लिए छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज आराध्य देव है। और मैं आज सर झुका करके मेरे आराध्य देव छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज की उनके चरणों में मस्तक रख के माफी मांगता हूं।
As the political row over the collapse of the statue of Chhatrapati Shivaji at Sindhudurg intensifies in poll-bound Maharashtra, Prime Minister Modi has apologized profusely. The 35-foot statue, which collapsed a few days ago, was unveiled by the Prime Minister on the 4th of December last year on the occasion of Navy Day. The Prime Minister also attacked the opposition by saying that when Veer Savarkar was insulted, none of them apologized.
हम वो लोग नहीं हैं जो आए दिन भारत मां के महान सपूत इसी धरती के लाल वीर सावरकर को अनाप शनाप गालियां देते रहते हैं। वीर सावरकर को गालियां देने के बावजूद भी माफी मांगने को जो तैयार नहीं है।
The Maharashtra state government, which has been accused of negligence and corruption in the construction of the statue, is in damage control mode, forming committees and expanding the probe. A structural consultant who was named in the FIR has been arrested from Kolhapur. The accused has, however, denied his involvement in the construction of the statue. While the police is looking for the other accused contractor, the politics is only heating up. Ajit Pawar, who called a protest against his own government, visited the site of the collapse.
खोलात जाऊन मागही आवाहन केलेलं आहे की ह्याच्या पूर्णपणे डीप मध्ये जाऊन जे कोणी दोषी असेल त्यांच्यावर त्या ठिकाणी कारवाई केली जाईल। अजूनही काही जण व्यक्ती सापडत नाही ज्यांनी पुतळ्याचं काम केलं, परंतु ते पळून पळून कुठे जाणार आहे। महाराष्ट्राच्या तर बाहेर जाऊ शकत नाही किंवा देशाच्या बाहेर जाऊ शकत नाही, त्यांनाही त्या ठिकाणी शोधलं जाईल।
Chief Minister Eknath Shinde, who held high-level meetings with state government officials, Navy personnel and a team of sculptors, has also extended his apology.
तर छत्रपती शिवाजी महाराज हे माझं आराध्य दैवत आहे आपल्या सगळ्यांचं। त्यांच्या चरणांवर, त्यांच्या पायावर एकदा नाही 100 वेळा डोकं ठेवायला मी तयार आहे। 100 वेळा त्यांची माफी मागायला मला कुठलाही कमीपणाचं नाही वाटणार नाही, कमीपणा नाही, कारण छत्रपती शिवाजी महाराज हे आराध्य दैवत आहे आणि त्यांचा आदर्श घेऊनच, त्याचा आदर्श घेऊनच आम्ही राज्याचा कारभार करतोय। त्यामुळे मी त्यांच्यासमोर नतमस्तक होतो आणि विरोधकांना देखील सांगतो की छत्रपती शिवाजी महाराजांनी विरोधकांना देखील कुबुद्धी द्यावी आणि हा छत्रपती शिवाजी महाराजांचा रुबाबदार असा पुतळा।
Even as Prime Minister Modi and Chief Minister Shinde have apologized for the statue collapse, the political slugfest over this emotive issue doesn't seem to die down in the state of Maharashtra, with the opposition all set to continue to corner the government with a statewide protest from September 1. With video journalist Hemant, this is Radhika for NDTV.
Moving on, widespread protests were witnessed on the streets of Kolkata yet again today, with the police evicting protesters from a metro station. Meanwhile, members of the BJP attempted to lock the offices of the State Women's Commission during their protest against the rape and murder of a doctor at the RG Kar Medical College and Hospital. Remember, this incident of brutal rape and murder took place on the 9th of August, an incident that has sent shockwaves across the country, leading to several protests by doctors and women. With the political situation tense, the governor of West Bengal met the Home Minister of India today. The Defence Minister said several states were not serious on the issue of women's safety, while Mamata Banerjee, the Chief Minister of West Bengal, has said that she had asked some very specific questions to the Prime Minister but has not been receiving any direct responses.
Bengal police versus the BJP yet again on the streets of Kolkata over the brutal rape and murder of a postgraduate trainee doctor at Kolkata's RG Kar Medical College and Hospital. The BJP attempted to lock the State Women's Commission's office for what the party leader said was extreme inaction and crimes against women.
पुलिस मेट्रो स्टेशन के अंदर तक घुसाई है और यहाँ पर जो भी महिला मोर्चा के प्रोटेस्टर या दूसरे जो लोग जो विरोध करने आए हैं उनको किस तरह से खोज कर पकड़ा जा रहा है। इस वक्त मैं हूँ करुणामयी मेट्रो स्टेशन के अंदर और यहाँ पर जो कोलकाता पुलिस है वो तमाम जगहों से जो प्रोटेस्टर्स हैं उनको खोज कर पकड़ रही है। ये देखिए, मेट्रो से उतरते ही कुछ लोगों को डिटेन कर लिया गया है। सामने मेट्रो खड़ी है और यहाँ से भी कुछ लोगों को डिटेन कर लिया गया है।
From protests on the road to politics on social media, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh hit out at Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee in this ex-post, saying that while the Modi government is strict towards crime against women, many states are not making any sincere effort. This as key BJP ally Chirag Paswan demanded president's rule in Bengal.
एक मुख्यमंत्री जो अपना राज्य नहीं संभाल पा रही हैं, और देखिए मैं कोई दोषारोपण नहीं करना चाहता, ये घटना इस तरीके की महिलाओं के साथ अगर किसी भी राज्य में होती है तो वो उतनी ही शर्मनाक है, उतनी ही चिंताजनक है। ये कैसी सोच है? क्या एक मुख्यमंत्री के पद पर बैठे हुए व्यक्ति को शोभा देता है? ये इनकी कमजोरी को दिखाता है, इनकी विफलता को दिखाता है। मैं तो आग्रह करूंगा केंद्र सरकार से कि वहां की वास्तु स्थिति का संज्ञान लेते हुए राज्य में राष्ट्रपति शासन, बंगाल राज्य में राष्ट्रपति शासन।
Bengal Governor Anand Bose met Home Minister Amit Shah in Delhi to discuss law and order in Bengal. Mamata Banerjee hit back with this letter to Prime Minister Modi, expressing disappointment at what she called was the lack of a direct response from the Prime Minister to her call for a stringent central legislation on incidents of rape. The BJP responded by claiming that the Bengal government had not set up even a single fast-track court to try rape and POCSO cases. Bureau Report, NDTV.
Meanwhile, protests continued in various parts of Kerala. This is after several film stars came out to reveal that they have been sexually harassed during their careers in the Malayalam film industry. Remember, the Hema Committee report recently came out which showed that women in the Malayalam film industry have been systemically exploited and forced to give in to sexual favors by their colleagues and superiors, part of the larger pattern that has existed for years. That's what the report had said. Today demands that the CPM MLA M. Mukesh, who also faces such accusations, resign, grew stronger.
A Congress protest in Thiruvananthapuram, where water cannons were used on women, demanding resignation of Kollam CPM MLA M. Mukesh, against who an FIR has been booked, alleging sexual assault.
This commission has been lying with the government for the last 5 years. Why is that it took 5 years for the LDF government to come out and release the reports now? So for 5 years you have been sleeping over it. So why is it you release it now? You should have done it. If you're so concerned about the women in your state, you should have released the report immediately. I think everywhere it happens, every department, everywhere a woman is working or she is out on a public platform, whether it's politics or any other field, a woman is subjected to this kind of a sexual abuse. And I think this is where we need to stand together and say that we are not going to take it anymore. This needs to stop. I'm glad that Hema Commission report has come out.
Statements of women coming out to complain as well as those they are accusing are being recorded by the police.
The special investigation team came to my house today and we had a marathon session of almost 3 hours and spoke in plain language what happened from the beginning. Definitely there is a crisis happening there in the Malayalam film industry today. I am not the reason. I am not party to it.
This even as the ruling Left Front was debating the political fallout of the Hema Commission report. With Ishika Verma in Thiruvananthapuram, Uma Sudhir, NDTV.
Moving on to some political stories, in a huge setback for the Congress party, a Delhi court has directed the framing of charges including murder and provocation with intent to cause a riot against Congress leader Jagdish Tytler in a case related to the killing of 3 people outside the Pulbangash Gurudwara in Delhi during the anti-Sikh riots of 1984. The case has been registered by the CBI. Let's look at some reactions to this development.
After hearing our argument, the court framed the charge against him for the murder of 3 Sikhs and burning of the Gurudwara. Now the case will go against him and we are quite hopeful that he will also be in jail. Like Sajjan Kumar is in jail since last 6 years now, and we are quite hopeful that he will also be in jail soon. Gyani Surinder Singh was the main witness in this case. Unfortunately, he passed away. And he also told the court, he also told the CBI that how he was pressurized to give the wrong statements. Then his son, who is in Canada, he also gave the statements to the CBI that his father was tortured literally to change his statement in favor of Tytler.
1984 में जो उस समय की प्रधानमंत्री इंदिरा गांधी के कत्ल के बाद जो जेनोसाइड दिल्ली में हुआ, जिसको लीड कर रहे थे सज्जन कुमार जैसे और जगदीश टाइटलर जैसे, आज उनके जख्म जिनके लोग परिवार के मार दिए गए थे, कत्ल कर दिए गए थे, शहीद कर दिए गए थे, उनके कहीं ना कहीं जख्मों पे जो मलम लगाने का काम कोर्ट ने किया है. हम धन्यवाद करते हैं कोर्ट का कि जिस तरीके से उन्होंने इंसाफ किया है, फैसला किया है.
40 साल से हम प्रयास कर रहे थे, पहले सज्जन कुमार जेल गया, थोड़ी सी आज एक उम्मीद की किरण जागी थी. जगदीश टाइटलर पर चार्ज पेश हुआ, उससे बहुत ही राहत मिली है कि ये बहुत जल्द, जिस तरह सज्जन कुमार जेलों के सलाखों के पीछे हैं, इसी तरह ये जगदीश टाइटलर भी बहुत जल्द सलाखों के पीछे होगा. ये 1984 का सिख कत्लेआम जो है, ये कोई छोटी बात नहीं है. लेकिन उम्मीद तो है हमें, जैसे आज चार्जशीट पेश हुई है, इसके ऊपर धाराएं भी लगी हैं इतनी, तो 13 सितंबर को बहुत बड़ी उम्मीद है कि वाकई इसके ऊपर कुछ ना कुछ तो जज साहब इस पर कुछ करेंगे.
The Shiromani Akali Dal in Delhi has sent a legal notice to the Central Board of Film Certification (CBFC) concerning Kangana Ranawat's upcoming film Emergency. In fact, the party seeks to prevent the film's release, citing concerns over the portrayal of historical events and figures, particularly those related to the Sikh community. Now, the notice also addresses top officials of the CBFC, requesting an immediate revocation of the certification that has already been granted to this film Emergency, thereby blocking its release. Now, the notice has been sent by Paramjeet Singh Sarna, who is the president of the Delhi unit of the Akali Dal, claiming that the recently released trailer of Emergency depicts historical facts in not so accurately. According to this notice, these depictions misrepresent the Sikh community and promote hatred and social discord. Sarna has argued that such portrayals are misleading, offensive and also damaging to the social fabric of Punjab and the nation as a whole. The notice also accuses Ranawat of using the film Emergency not to make a genuine political or historical statement against the Congress party, but to target the Sikh community. Now, Kangana Ranawat, who is also an MP from the BJP and also an actor, has said that her film Emergency, where she essays the role of the former Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, is still stuck with the Film Certification Board, contrary to rumours that it has already been cleared for release. The actor, who is also a first-time MP, has claimed that she and the members of the CBFC have been receiving threats.
कई तरह की अफवाहें उड़ रही हैं कि हमारी फिल्म इमरजेंसी को सेंसर सर्टिफिकेट मिल गया है. इट इज़ नॉट ट्रू. इनफैक्ट हमारी फिल्म क्लियर हो गई थी, लेकिन उसकी सर्टिफिकेशन रोक ली गई है क्योंकि बहुत ज़्यादा धमकियां आ रही हैं जान से मार देने की, और सेंसर वालों को बहुत ज़्यादा धमकियां आ रही हैं. तो हम पे ये प्रेशर है कि मिसेस गांधी के असैसिनेशन ना दिखाएं, भिंडरवाला को ना दिखाएं, पंजाब राइट्स ना दिखाएं. आई डोंट नो कि फिर क्या दिखाएं कि क्या हुआ कि फिल्म अचानक से ब्लैकआउट हो जाती है. सो this is unbelievable time for me, and I'm very sorry for the state of things in this country.
Moving on, the Aam Aadmi Party has received an early lead in the MCD zonal elections. Aam Aadmi Party candidates have won 2 of the seats unopposed, while BJP has won 1 seat unopposed. Elections for the remaining 9 seats will be held on the 4th of September. Time for a short break. More news and updates on the other side. Welcome back. India remains the fastest growing major economy as China's GDP growth in the April-June quarter was 4.7%, but India's GDP slowed to a quarter low of 6.7% in the April-June this fiscal against 8.2% in the year-ago period, mainly due to poor showing by the farm sector. This is what government data shows. But the growth in the manufacturing sector accelerated to 7% in the first quarter of the current fiscal compared to 5% in the year-ago period. My colleague Sakshi Bajaj gets you more details on this.
Growth really muted for the first quarter, lowest in 5 quarters, coming in at 6.7%. Now compare this to the same period last year. Same period last year, we saw 8.2% growth. In the last quarter, we saw a growth rate of 7.8%. So what really has contributed to this muted growth? Well, economists believe, as per the data released, we see agriculture really at the weakest. We see strongest growth in manufacturing and construction. Now, agriculture growth as well as government expenditure, economists and analysts alike saying that, look, that really is the reason why we've seen this massive decline in, and a 5-quarter low in the data released. Now, how can we really fix this? Economists and analysts telling NDTV that, look, for an economy that wants to, look at being the top 3 among global economies, is also looking at a fast-paced momentum, we must fix this. So, land and labor reforms are crucial for the agriculture sector, they believe, must be implemented as soon as possible. Of course, they also feel that going forward, while we have seen construction and infra spend, quality infrastructure spend is really the need of the hour. So these really are the quick fixes that economists and analysts are suggesting for India's economy. Muted growth, while some say that, look, this data is disappointing, others believe it is in line with expectations.